it's just kind of a weird trend that I noticed. Is I don't understand why they're replacing gingers with a different race. I don't get it. And they're also gender swapping. So the male character is now a female, and you gotta root for them. And if the character that people fell in love with was a certain gender, maybe keep them that way. I don't know. Or write an original character that's like a female James Bond. Just don't make her James Bond. We already have a built-in idea of what James Bond looks like, and unless you are like a really, really, really good director, you shouldn't mess with that. Like, they never give us reasons to root for the person that's a different gender. So we already have that block of my character's a guy. Now it's a girl. And now you're supposed to root for her just like you would root for the guy. Just naturally, because you know that they're the same role. No, not the same personality. Because if you put Harrison Ford's personality on a woman, you get the latest Indiana Jones. Phoebe something or other. She is awful. Why can I stand that personality from like a younger Harrison Ford in all of his other movies? Because it's Harrison Ford. Because it's a guy. I don't know. They just get away with that personality better. The woman in Indiana Jones was insufferable. I was actively rooting against her. I'm like, oh, please fall off that cart, or maybe they'll leave her behind this time. No, she's front and center the whole entire time, and I didn't think anything could be worse than Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I was wrong. The latest Indiana Jones is just awful. I don't recommend you watch it. Actually, for most movies that were made in the last 4 years, maybe 5, I don't recommend that you watch very many of them at all. Most of them are really bad. Actually, I've found the best way to go to the movies now is to have absolutely dirt poor, low expectations. Expect whatever it is that you're going to watch to be absolute dog crap. And that way, when it's not dog crap, you're like, that was a pretty good movie. Literally, it works. Lower your standards and expect it to be terrible. And that way, if it's not terrible, it'll be worth the $25, $30 that it took to get 2 movie tickets to go and see that movie. And with streaming being such a big deal now, movie ticket prices seem even more ridiculous. I'm like, I'll just wait a month or 2 until it comes to HBO. I'm sorry, not HBO. Max. Until it comes to Max. Then I get to, or Amazon, or wherever it goes. Then I'll get to watch it at home in comfort. Yeah, you really got to make it worth our while to go to the theaters, Hollywood. And we're not going to go just for your marquee names anymore. We resent you. We resent how much money you demand and how much money you think you're worth, because you're only worth what we are willing to pay to go and see you. And right now, you're not worth much because you have really annoyed us. And we also know that there's a lot of dirty stuff going on in Hollywood. We've known it for a while. Besides the casting couch, there's some terrible child trafficking, PEDO stuff. I'm not going to get into it here. Hollywood is dark. It is dark. It is depressing. It's a place where dreams come true, and they also will just tear you apart in every way possible. That's Hollywood. There's still no excuse to do what they do and to feel the way they feel about themselves. I don't feel sorry for you celebrities, and as you slide further and further into irrelevancy, good. I'd love to see it. That part, I will sit back with a bag of popcorn, just like I'm at the movies, and watch Hollywood fall apart. And that gives me more satisfaction than when I see my kitty cat and she's all fuzzy and I take my nose and I go boo into her belly. It feels better watching Hollywood fall apart than it does rubbing your nose in a kitty's belly. Just because they've had it coming for so long, and they have treated us like the villain, and they've talked to us like we're stupid and that we are the minority. Guess what? We're not the minority. We have more power than you think, and we're kind of done with you. I can't wait to see what happens in the next couple of years. I'm really excited about the cabinet that Trump is putting together. I think we're going to see really, really big changes coming. Finally. I don't want to put my hopes too much up, though. So, I mean, I'm kind of using the same strategy as I do when I go to the movies. I'm going to have dirt poor expectations. I just want little things done. I want accountability for people like Mayor Garland and Mayorkas, Fannie Willis, Letitia James, Jack Smith. Actually, there's just so many names. So let's start with that. And let's at least parade them in front of the people so that the people know exactly what they did. And the people can shame them. But here's a question. With narcissists, with communists, can you shame them? How do you shame the shameless?